I trust that your day is coming up well on this 17th day of June. It's a beautiful Tuesday and I hope that yours is as good. Welcome on board. It is time for the news now. My name is Linda Alela. Top on news. Top on news. Chaos unfolded in Nairobi and Mombasa Central Business Districts as police clashed with the protesters demanding justice for Albert Omondi Ojwang, who was allegedly murdered in police custody. And shock and grief have gripped Vatican Estate in Olkalau, Nyandarua County, following the brutal murder of a middle-aged woman by an unknown assailant. Also, 7 police officers linked to the fatal shooting of Daniel Nderitu, commonly known as Dano, that is in Nakuru County's London area, have been arraigned in a Nakuru court. All right, we start off on a somber note where shock and grief have gripped Vatican Estate in Olkalau, Nyandarua County, following the brutal murder of a middle-aged woman by an unknown assailant. Now, the victim, identified as Maureen, a mother of 3 and a well-known boiled eggs vendor in Olkalau town, was found dead. That is, of course, in her home under gruesome circumstances. And investigators believe the assailant struck during a heavy downpour, taking advantage of the poor weather to mask the attack. A blood-stained knife suspected to have been used, and the murder was found abandoned near the fence of her compound. Authorities have since moved her body to JM Karaoke Hospital mortuary as police launch investigations into the incident. Residents say such violent crimes have become alarmingly frequent in Nyandarua County and are now calling on the government to intervene.
Kulikuwa kunanyesha mvua kubwa. Nikatoka nje kuchukua ndoo nitege maji. Nikasikia katoto kakiniita. Kaniambia kuja uone, kuja uone. Kamuuliza nini, wewe kuja. Kukuja napata Maureen amechinjwa na amekufa. Sasa mimi nikatoka nje, nikaanza kupiga nduru, nikiita watu wakuje. Tunapigia watu wa nyumba 10 wakakuja baadaye. Sasa kutokea hapo askari tumeongojea wamekuja. Sasa wamemchukua wameenda na yeye.
Na huyu ni wa kwetu huko nyumbani Etago. Nimesikia vibaya sana, nikikuja nimepata amesauliwa, tumekasirika vibaya sana. Na mwenye amefanya hiki kitendo tunataka akamatwe naye pia asiajiriwe. Juu ameacha watoto wadogo sana, watoto 3 kabisa. Kweli jameni, tumeomba security kabisa kwa hii Vatican.
We are mourning the murder of a woman, an innocent woman who has been murdered in her own house, and this is not the first case. Actually, now these cases are so rampant within Nyandarua County, and we feel like the police are too slow in arresting suspects, and justice delayed is justice denied. So we wonder whether at one point these families and the survivors or the victims will ever get justice. So we are calling upon the police, let them move with speed, let us get the suspects arrested and arraigned in court, and let them face full force of.
Chaos unfolded in Nairobi's Central Business District as police clashed with protesters demanding justice for Albert Omondi Ojwang, a 31-year-old teacher and blogger who was allegedly murdered in police custody. Hundreds of demonstrators took to the streets, chanting slogans and waving Ojwang's image, along with those of other young victims of police brutality. Calls for the immediate arrest and prosecution of Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat echoed through the city, despite Lagat's announcement that he had stepped aside. Protesters insisted that mere resignation was not enough, arguing that his complaint and orders directly led to Ojwang's murder riot. Police had secured key locations early in the morning, including National Archives, Kencom, and Parliament Road. However, tensions escalated after 10 a.m. when officers lobbed tear gas to disperse the crowds. City roads were briefly blocked, and many businesses remained closed amid fears of unrest. In the same breath, the normal activities in Mombasa City were brought to a standstill as activists took to the streets demanding justice for slain blogger and teacher Albert Ojwang, who allegedly died while in police custody. Now, chants and protests, riot police swiftly moved in to disperse the demonstrators while arresting 3 men and 1 woman for leading an unlawful assembly. Protesters, however, claim they had formally sought permission to hold the demonstrations on Saturday, but their application was denied. Those arrested were taken to Central Police Station, where they await legal action.
And upon submitting the notification to him, he refused to take the notification, and he told me that the security apparatus are not ready to offer security. Ironically, today we have security officers that have condoned, barricaded the venue that we were supposed to initiate and begin our peaceful demonstration, calling for justice for the late Albert Ojwang.
So ofisi yetu ya Mombasa itafuatilia hili jambo kuona mbona polisi wamekataa nyinyi msiandamane, ili hali ni haki yenu, na kama wamedecline, it should be in written communication that these are the reasons as to why we are not allowing you to go ahead and do the demonstration.
Kenya's Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has called for a shift in Africa's global perception, asserting that the continent is neither a passive recipient of aid nor a battleground for influence. Now, applause as Mudavadi makes key remarks speaking at the 13th edition of the Kultaranta talks in Naantali, and that is in Finland. Mudavadi emphasized the importance of intra-Africa trade and economic independence, stressing that the principle of African solutions to African problems, of course, is important, championed by the African Union, must be treated as a call to action, not just a slogan. And now he further challenged Western narratives on Africa's role in global affairs, calling for equal partnerships that respect the continent's sovereignty and aspirations.
I strongly feel that the global community needs to take this extremely seriously, because we will not be able to move and face the challenges on the African continent with this continued instability. Over 500 million people in Africa are facing a challenge in one way or the other arising from these conflicts. Whether you're looking at Sudan, Somalia, South Sudan, the Sahel region, all these areas, I think it's estimated close to 60% of that population is now facing food insecurity. Children are not going to school. There's no medical support and so forth. So we need to look at this more holistically so that we can have a rules-based society that will enable governments that are elected to come in.
And Isiolo Governor Abdi Ibrahim Guyo has dismissed claims that his impeachment is state-sponsored following a court suspension of proceedings until June 30th. Now, Guyo, backed by 2 MCAs, led the celebrations after the ruling, stating that he has been in recent conversations with President Ruto and denied government interference. He also defended his administration, listing development projects as a proof that his government is delivering on its promises. Meanwhile, Kina Ward MCA Gilo Mohammed refuted claims that the state is behind the impeachment, stating that outside forces are responsible and accusing MCAs of pushing hidden agendas, that is through an irregular process. Garbatula MCA Abdirashid Ali insisted that legal procedures must be followed in any impeachment process, including the removal of the county assembly clerk. President William Ruto has called on Kenyans to exercise patience as his administration works to deliver tangible and credible results in development projects. Speaking in Naivasha, Nakuru County during his discussions on the affordable housing program, Ruto dismissed expectations of instant solutions, stating that there is no instant coffee in development. He reiterated that major infrastructure projects take time, urging citizens to trust the government's long-term economic strategy, that is to improve livelihoods and sustainably.
Instant coffee is good, but there is no instant house or program like this. It takes time. It takes good planning. It takes good thinking. We've had to delay Peter. We've had to tell Peter here, wewe kwanza hii kitu bado haijaiva, wewe umeleta ikiwa mbichi. Rudisha hii dirisha, enda nyorosha hivi, enda paint vizuri, ndio kazi iwe sawa sawa. Kwa sababu hatutaki affordable housing iwe low quality. We want to keep the quality high. So this is what we must, and transformation of a nation, good people, doesn't take a flash. Transformation of a nation takes deliberate steps and a plan and patience and being meticulous. Most importantly, having the courage to make sure that we overcome headwinds and challenges and bumps, because that's the nature of any transformation. And so I just want to tell the good people of our nation that I am very confident about the future. If this can happen in 2 years, just imagine what's going to happen in 5 and 10 and 20 and 30. And that is really what we need to look at as a people.
Now, fresh of an impressive 3-0 victory over Burundi, Harambee Starlets are set to battle Uganda's Crested Cranes tonight in their second game of the CECAFA Women's Championships. Now, team preparations and fan excitement. The highly anticipated clash will kick off at 7 p.m. at the Azam Sports Complex in Tanzania, with regional bragging rights and crucial group points at stake. Despite both teams currently holding 3 points each, Kenya has a game in hand, while Uganda bounced back from an opening 1-0 loss to Burundi with a commanding 5-0 win over South Sudan, with the top 2 teams from each group securing an automatic semi-final spot. This match could prove pivotal in determining the tournament's progress.
Tukawin, though maybe tuseme kwangu ilikuwa ni mara ya kwanza, maybe nilikuwa na uoga, but venye kocha ameniongelesha sana, nimepata hiyo courage. Nikipewa time nitaprove na nitafunga mabao. Na lazima tucheze nchi yetu, nchi mbele. Lazima we play for our badge.
Oklahoma City Thunder are now just 1 win away from securing their first ever NBA championship, following a 120-109 victory over Indiana Pacers.
kicks it out. Williams back up top. Wiggins.
All right, and of course, that's the march that we had for you on News Now. Still working to bring you more later on, so make sure that you keep it TV47. I close the News Now. My name is Linda Alela. Do have yourself a lovely afternoon ahead.